Crouse. The best way to describe Amelia, the new Hilary Swank film about the high-flying life of aviatrix Amelia Earhart, is to call it old-fashioned. Set in the decade leading up to her fateful rendezvous with destiny in 1937 on her failed attempt to circumnavigate the globe, the movie seems to pay homage not only to Earhart but also to films of that era. The film lifts off with a meeting between publisher George Putnam, played here by Richard Gere, and the then unknown Amelia. He's looking for the next Lindbergh, only this time a woman, to make a transatlantic flight and then reap the rewards of the fame that will follow. The first flight is a public relations success, but for Earhart, who didn't actually fly the plane, it's a hollow victory. She becomes America's sweetheart of the skies, famous for something she didn't do. She didn't actually pilot the plane. And so she becomes determined to stand up for female pilots and make the journey across the ocean again, only this time solo. Now, in time, she makes the flight, becomes the world's most famous woman, and navigates not one but two romances. The film ends with her doomed flight. Now, Amelia is a big, handsome picture with some great aerial photography and a couple of dramatic moments, but does little more than skim over the life of one of the more interesting characters of the 20th century. Both personally and professionally, Earhart was a rebel and a groundbreaker in a man's world, but the film is content to serve up cliched motivational success stories instead of real insight. Amelia could have been many things. It could have been a study of the feminist ideal. It could have been a look at the beginnings of public relations and media celebrity. It could have been an exciting film about those magnificent women and their flying machines. But instead, it's a snoozy look at a woman forced to utter platitudes like, "I want to fly that beautiful bird as far as it will take me." This will not be Hilary Swank's third Oscar win. She's working it here, putting on a clipped Kansas accent and trying to inhabit the character, but the script and an unfortunate hairdo that makes her face look 3 feet long aren't doing her any favors. Her performance is a throwback to the kind of performances given by Rosalind Russell and Ginger Rogers in Amelia's day. To use the vernacular of that time, she's spunky. She's spunky, but not that interesting. She's playing opposite Richard Gere, and honestly, is there a less interesting leading man working today? I mean, he rocks the 1930s clothes and doesn't bump into the furniture, but he and Swank have zero chemistry. Now, there is an interesting movie to be made from Amelia Earhart's life. In fact, a few interesting movies have been made about Amelia Earhart's life, but Amelia, the new one with Hilary Swank, just isn't one of them. It's well made, reverential to its subject, and perhaps, most excitingly, is possibly the best cure for insomnia since the discovery of St. John's wort.
Richard Crouse.